All right, so as promised, today we're talking about the Sony A6700 and why I think it is the best camera for content creators. Let's not waste any time. This camera shoots a beautiful 4K image, which is oversampled from 6K video, which means the video quality you're gonna get out of this is super sharp. There's gonna be so much detail, and it'll have a lot more detail than your phone. The next thing that's super important, autofocus. This camera has blazing fast autofocus. It tracks your eyes super well. You will never have to worry about whether you're in focus or not, and you can always check the screen to make sure. And it can also track the eye of basically every animal on Earth. It can track cars, it can track cats, dogs, birds, whatever, super quickly. I think it's gotten to the point that all of these cameras just have amazing autofocus. It's just something that you can probably expect now. But what I really think has going for it with this camera is the size and weight and the way you can build it out for content creation. The way I've used it is with the 11mm lens from Sony, which I absolutely love. On this camera, it gives a 16mm equivalent, and 60mm is pretty much the standard for YouTube vlogs or general social media content. It's a really wide shot, wider than your standard iPhone shot. It's similar to that 0.5 angle from your iPhone camera, so you're going to be able to capture everything around you. It also has the fully articulating screen, and that is super important when you want to film yourself. Anytime the camera is pointed towards you, you can flip the screen around like this. Make sure you look the way you want before you start recording. Another aspect of this camera that's super important and that makes it amazing for content creation is the fact that it has built-in IBIS. IBIS is in-body image stabilization, which means the sensor inside or the eye of the camera is stabilized so your footage won't be shaky. The camera I had before this was the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, and although it has the exact same sensor as this camera, that one did not have IBIS, so all my videos were very shaky. But with this one, super stable, which means handheld vlogging or just filming B-roll always looks good. And if you like to color grade, then you're in luck because this camera has 10-bit video, which means it captures a lot of colors. So when it comes time to edit, you can color grade your footage to look however you want. You can match any aesthetic super easily and it'll always look good. On top of that, if you need to take some photos, this camera has 26 megapixels, which is more than enough for any social media content. For the most part, our iPhones shoot 12 megapixels, so you can imagine this is more than double. So there will definitely be enough quality. And this is great if you need to do thumbnails, product photos, anything that you need to quickly snap. This camera does photo and video both extremely well. Now, in terms of audio, you obviously have your standard hot shoe at the top, which is powered, so if you want to use some of Sony's microphones, you don't even need a cable. And yes, audio is super important. You cannot neglect that. All in all, I think this is just an amazing camera if you want to start a YouTube channel or if you want to post higher quality content to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Your video definitely stands out when you use a more professional camera compared to iPhone footage, so this might be something you would look into. That said, if you're a beginner in the content creation world, there are some easier cameras to use. For example, the extremely famous Osmo Pocket 3 is going to be a lot simpler and a lot easier to use than a camera like this. This camera is more for a storyteller vlogger, someone who just wants a more cinematic look to their footage. Because you can exchange lenses, you can get tighter shots, wider shots. This camera is a lot more versatile, but it makes it more complicated to use. For most people, I would actually recommend sticking with your iPhone if it's like a 13 or later, or if you don't want your phone but you don't want to go invested in the manual world of professional cameras, then the Osmo Pocket 3 is definitely a better option. As I mentioned, this camera kind of sits in that sweet spot where you want better quality than everyone else using their phone or an Osmo Pocket, but you don't want a large full frame camera like an FX3 or a Canon R5, which is going to be more expensive and the lenses are going to be more expensive and it's a much bigger setup. As I've been shooting content for quite a long time, I've really come to enjoy smaller packages. The camera I'm shooting on right now has been my upgrade from this, and it is the Sony ZV-E1. It is a full frame camera. It has fewer megapixels, but I like that full frame look. It's not as good for photos with only 12 megapixels, but I do have a Fuji camera which takes care of my photos, so this one is just for video. That said, 12 megapixels is more than enough for general social media use or if I need a quick thumbnail. The reason I love this camera so much is because I can pair it with the Sony 20mm 1.8, and it is the most beautiful lens in my opinion for content creation. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you're interested in the Sony A6700, I think there's nothing really wrong with it. The only reason I changed is because I wanted a full frame sensor, but if you're looking for a smaller package, it is less expensive than the FX30. It has better stabilization than the ZV-E10 Mark II, and I think it is the perfect hybrid camera if you're getting into content creation, which I think you should. I've come to the realization that even if you don't succeed on social media, having this log of your life is such an amazing thing. One of the biggest biggest luxuries that is overlooked is the fact that we have platforms like YouTube and TikTok, which hopefully are there for the long term, where we can store for free moments of our lives that we want to remember forever. Sometimes getting a better tool can capture those moments a little bit better. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Chris here. Subscribe if you're new. On this channel, we talk about life in China, vlogs, and camera gear, and I'm going to get more into how to make better content. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.